dating scene in New York City is cuckoo banana.
I'll give you a tip. Date guys that you have no interest in at first.
Good guys are bad guys.
Good guys for the long run, bad guys for a good time.
Topic for today is we support the proliferation of hookup culture. Do you support or oppose this?
I personally support it.
Hookup culture plays a big part in why dating is dead today.
Whose fault is hookup culture?
I think it's definitely women, because if women weren't putting out, then men wouldn't have the ability to, and so there wouldn't be any hookup culture.
Can we please take a minute to talk about college hookup culture?
New York dating scene sucks, so like here I think it would be so much better. New York is really just like hookup.
Casual dating and hookup culture. Listen up.
Hooking up is not finding yourself. You're just sleeping around.
What do you think about the hookup culture?
The hookup culture sucks, especially in Miami. I feel like if you're a girl in Miami and you're hooking up with a guy, eventually like someone's gonna catch feelings for someone else, and it just like never works out. I feel like people have too many options here. Everyone's just everyone. I feel super used. I'm like really unhappy every time I hook up with someone and it goes absolutely nowhere. And then I just wake up the next day and it sucks, and then I call you and
Yeah.
talk to you about it.
Like the last girl that I went out with, she had a whole family and she didn't tell me. She had like a husband and a daughter, and she was hiding it from me and didn't tell me the truth until I saw her screensaver on her phone.
What did you say?
Did you ever think the reason why you feel super used is because you keep sleeping around and spreading your legs to different men? This is how the trauma is built, hopping from men to men. And then, once they reach 40, they want to settle down.
Can someone tell me why it still hurts even when like you're getting back into dating and you feel more mature and you end things with someone after like a couple of dates? And like I've been on like 3 dates recently, like 3 dates with 3 different guys, but I've gone on like second dates with all of them, second or third dates, and I ended it with one guy, the other guy ended it with me, but I was gonna end it with him anyway, so that was mutual. And this other guy, you just can tell he doesn't feel it. And like I thought that because I'm more mature and because it's mutual, or because I'm making the decision, that it would be less hard and I would be less sad because it's early on and stuff. But I think when it's just stacked on top of each other, like it adds up. Like, why am I crying? Like, does anybody else feel this way? Even just like when you feel like you're mostly healed and you're going back into dating, like why does it still fucking hurt? I hate it out here.
Now try getting rejected left and right and being played with like a guy in his mid-20s. Ha 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 ha. Welcome to dating in 2024. Yes, like it's so frustrating when things don't work out. Like I keep getting more and more disappointed with dating in general. But I'm trying to stay positive, my New Year's resolution. Dating is really hard as a sensitive and empathetic person. I feel you. I feel big emotions too. It's okay to feel sad when things don't work out. Not enough people consider that they might be the problem. Try just dating one person at a time instead of multiple. It's crazy how people serial date these days. This is a problem with some of these women. They're all dating with no intention behind it. And how do you even have the energy to date 3 people at the same time anyway? Modern dating is at its all-time low. It's not even worth it at this point.
Let's talk about hookup culture while solo traveling. It is definitely a thing. And if you are single and at least a bit sociable or attractive, then you don't have anything to worry about. There's plenty of options out there. If you're in a relationship, however, and either yourself or your partner is solo traveling, then you gotta watch out, okay? There's guys that I know that have been disloyal to the partner, and they were like, oh, well, she don't gotta know. What? So, yeah, definitely watch out. It's not something to play around with. Word of caution.
Can we please take a minute to talk about college hookup culture? I feel like it gets swept under the rug so much, like not enough people talk about it. Personally, being 21 years old, I've always kind of found it like harder to relate to people in the dating world because I was always looking to go on like real dates, and I've always just kind of been a relationship person. I mean, thankfully I'm my great boyfriend now, so I'm not dating anymore, but I remember when I was single in college, it was brutal, man. I feel like everyone has commitment issues now. I don't know if it's because like the divorce rate's so high and it's just our generation. I don't know what, but it's kind of sad to me. Like I feel like people don't even try to like really get to know each other. It's just kind of like very superficial type relationships.
Facts. Hookup culture is a huge problem for our generation. I absolutely agree. Hookup culture psychologically changes the way we see commitment, and it's so sad. Now that I'm older and have been out of undergrad for 4 years, I look back on hookup culture and it's so oppressive. It's not empowering in that way. I am so glad I stopped settling for hookups. They just aren't for me. I'm so glad I have a boyfriend now. I wish commitment wasn't so rare in college. I did it thinking I'd be fine, and I got emotionally attached, and it destroyed me when it didn't become a relationship. It's just that I feel so many people have had their hearts broken and turned to hookup culture as an outlet. It's no wonder why everyone is so broken today. They're already so hurt from having multiple partners. One key thing these people forget while hooking up is the fact that they can catch diseases and infections. They're too busy lusting away to even realize that. They're just sleeping with a bunch of strangers without a care in the world.
Guys are bad boys.
Bad boys. Yeah, bad boys.
Bad boys? Okay. First question. Good guys or bad boys?
Bad boys.
Okay.
Good guys, predictable, boring.
Next.
Things up. Honestly, do people really like hookup culture? I don't think so. I feel like
The men do.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't really think they do either. I think they just feel I think it's just a way to, it's a coping mechanism for a sense of like emptiness. And I think for men specifically, hookup culture is one way that they have been able to find that instant gratification. For women, sometimes they can. It is more difficult just because we're women. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then like in my last relationship towards the end, I ended up honestly just becoming a shell of myself because I had no idea what I wanted. And so I was constantly just adapting to what he
was giving you.
Yeah, what he was giving me.
Yeah.
Really figuring out what I wanted has been like everything for me.
Nowadays with hookup culture, it's so difficult to still have these ideas, to still have these standards because of the fact that it's so easy to fuck in this day and age. Everyone does it. Tinder, Hinge, whatever. It's so much easier to just sleep around that it's like, why would somebody wait around for you for 5-6 dates or whatever, whatever it is that makes you feel comfortable if they can just get it somewhere else easier, We put so much value on a guy for sleeping with girls. So obviously, what do they want to do? They want to sleep with as many girls as they can. And then now we're telling girls like, it's okay. You could sleep with whoever you want. So then now all these people are just sleeping with each other and then there's no value left. We don't value a guy because in the past, it's like a guy had to like work to get you on a date. They had to be perfect. They had to do all this stuff. And
So
now a guy
I
doesn't
see
even
it-
need to open a door for you.
I'll give you a tip. Date guys that you have no interest in at first. Practice with guys you wouldn't even be interested in at all. Just so there's no pressure. Because women, we want to be the chooser, not the chaser. And when you don't have attachment to anything, then you come off as very confident. That's very sexy and attractive to a man. And you'll get in the habit of being, I'm the chooser. Like, I don't even want you. Show me why I should want you. And you just start with like low level guys that you wouldn't date. And then you do that like 10 times. When a guy comes that you're interested in and you notice, you're like, oh my God, you get a needy and like, no. If I did it with all these guys, they're no different. This guy's no different. You managed it with them, you can manage it with him,
Women that see this video do not, I repeat, do not listen to this advice. This is very stupid, ignorant, and unsafe. Women like this prey on the gullible types and desperate women. These are the same women that gaslight and cry about, men don't think women are human. All projection. Another classic example of women giving wrong, bad relationship advice to other women. If you stop dating American women and start dating in other places, you won't even talk to American women. This is how men and women end up damaged. But only women will put all the blame on the past partners. This is bad advice for women and a good outcome for men. There's a reason why this woman here isn't wearing a ring. This is a how to own many cats relationship advice. This woman is only leading multiple women to their doom and just adding on to the trauma. I guess it is true what they say. Women hate seeing other women happy.
York dating scene sucks. So like here, I think it would be so much better. New York is really just like hookup, like everyone is moving, like no time to really commit. I feel like here is definitely more of a relationship city.
Do you have like a memorable first date experience?
My most memorable is like Thanksgiving Eve. I like randomly decided to go on a date with a boy and we like bar hopped. It was a lot of fun.
You're the most beautiful, funny, loving girl I've ever met. You're perfect. But I want to see if I can try and find someone better.
Listen, just because you might have to let go of unrealistic expectations that don't actually matter or have any kind of contribution to your long-term happiness, like a man that's 6 feet tall and a man that already makes X amount of money, doesn't mean that the dating pool is dry and doesn't mean that men have it easier than women. It's just that women have a very fucked up perception of exactly what's going to make them happy. And honestly, they're dreaming small. A lot of people say that they're dreaming too high and need to lower their expectations. And I don't agree with that. They need to raise their expectations. And they need to look at what really matters, because you can get yourself a 6 foot something tall, 6-figure, well-cut, blah, blah, blah man. But that doesn't tell me anything about the way that he's going to lead you, care for you, protect you, cherish you, love you, stand by you, be loyal to you, lead you, and fucking fight for your goddamn kingdom. Okay?
I agree. Dating for men comparing to women is really hard. Honestly, men are really simple creatures. We don't really ask for much, but that's got to change. A lot of men today need to raise their standards when it comes to dating these modern women. That is, if you plan on dating a modern woman. But you have got to make sure they're bringing the same thing you are bringing to the table.
Whose fault is hookup culture?
I think it's definitely women, because if women weren't putting out, then men wouldn't have the ability to, and so there wouldn't be any hookup culture.
Exactly.
So it's because women are putting out and having sex with more men more frequently, they are controlling that. And men are obviously going to take it, because what else are they going to do? They're just going to, not take it? Like what?
Hey, listen, the fish market can't be open if there's no fish for sale.
Word?
You are lying to yourself about hookup culture. Casually hooking up and getting into situationships that don't go anywhere is unfortunately so toxic to you as a woman. But society has made you believe it's okay. Doesn't really matter. This is why it matters. Number 1, giving up your body adds to another layer of pain that's inevitably going to come when this man does not commit to you. Number 2, you're giving yourself up to a man who has his own history, who might operate from his own wounded places, who might create more insecurities for you, who probably has his own erotic thoughts and desires that might not even align to yours. Number 3, you're disconnecting to your body. Hookup culture makes you believe that you're going to get more experience. That's really not true. Every time you get into a new relationship, it's a new body to learn anyways. And what you should be learning is your own body, what feels good to you. Because the truth is, majority of women disconnect from their own bodies to connect to his.
Situationships are bad, but hookups can be fun. Don't expect commitment or exclusivity from a hookup. I actually like doing it. I don't really want a relationship. I just like getting attention. Everyone is different though. Yup. And yet there's still females out there telling other females to get more bodies. I stopped doing this, will never return. I'm going on a year, and I feel so empowered and valued. Most sick, toxic culture they brainwashed us into. We've been tricked. Sad many woke up way too late in life. We must save the younger generation from it. I only do hookups if there is one absolute deal breaker about them, so I know I'll never get feelings for them. From what I see so far, many people love it, and many people hate it. And the ones that love want to drag others down that path with them. There's a bunch of women promoting hookup culture to other women to go find themselves. Just because you're giving people access to your body doesn't mean you're finding yourself. You're just being passed around. They always seem to regret it when they want to settle down, because they hold a very dark past.
What are your thoughts on hookup culture in college?
I think that's the only culture there should be. I don't believe in relationships in college. I'm just saying. Find yourself and then be in a relationship. Until
Okay,
then,
that's...
be a whore.
Okay. You have me at...
Something that I'm frustrated about, specifically UCSB and hookup culture. And it's really hard to like actually get on serious dates here if you're more of a relationship person. Isla Vista is honestly just a cesspool of people f***ing, and honestly I'm kind of over it. Kind of like looking forward to like when I'm like out of here and like men grow the fuck up.
But previously you said that you've not had any long-term relationships.
Yeah.
Aren't there guys that you know right now that would jump at the chance to be in a relationship with you?
No.
None? No. You don't have any guys in the friend zone?
I'm sure some guys have like tried to talk to me, but then I just like don't like them, or I don't find them attractive. Like,
see, I think that's the problem with, I mean, the complaints about hookup culture is the guys that a lot of women are chasing after, the top 10, top 20% of guys, of course, they're just going to say, come over. But there are guys that you don't find attractive that would be loyal, dutiful boyfriends, but they don't excite you. They're not a bad boy. They're not 6'5".
It's not because I like the bad boys or whatever. I like nice guys, but like there's no attractive nice guys because all the attractive guys are f***ing dicks.
What are your thoughts on hookup culture on campus versus dating?
I think dating is definitely a bigger task just because there's so much. So the hookup culture is so prevalent. Yeah. So it's like kind of difficult, but it's something that you need at certain moments of your life. Like,
yeah, I mean, I'm not like a big lover of hookup culture. Like, I like a cute little relationship, but I think right now it's fun to experience, and things are just gonna happen when they're gonna happen.
What's something you wish that guys knew that girls are thinking?
I feel like they know what we think.
I think they know what we think and they play dumb.
I disagree.
And if you don't know that we know. We know all. So don't try to lie. Stop lying. Stop lying. I think they just don't care enough, but they don't know. They don't care enough to know.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about hookup culture. How it leaves you empty, how it leaves you feeling completely drained when you try to be in this generation's way of dating and you just hook up with people because that's how you feel in the moment, and then you wonder why you feel depressed and drained after the fact because you just gave the most vulnerable piece of yourself away to a person you don't even know for temporary satisfaction, for temporary numbing. For someone who actually is connected with themselves and wants something deep like love, you just having shallow connections and shallow intimacy with people leaves you feeling empty. It leaves you feeling drained. It leaves you feeling numb. It leaves you feeling absolutely nothing. And then you keep going in the cycle because you keep trying to replace those empty feelings with more hookup, with more dopamine hits. But we wonder why dating is so broken right now when most people are just literally not valuing intimacy at all.
True intimacy is so much deeper than the physical. Soul connections, casual hookups. Better to be alone and healed, rather than be temporarily fulfilled. Hurts yourself and the other person. No wonder why dating is dead. No wonder why there's a men and women loneliness out there in the dating world. I believe that every one of them has lost a very important part of themselves just sleeping around for fun and excitement. No good man nor good women are able to date each other because everything is just upside down. Take care of yourself, because when you fall, the kingdom fall as well.